remember. I'm gonna say this ahead of time before he answers.
Right.
You mentioned the importance of editing and the amount of time it actually takes to edit relative to the amount of time it takes to write your first draft. Right. How were you involved in the editing process of your own book? And what was your experience? What did you learn that?
So basically, the just drafting a book, I mean, it can be just 10 days or something, right?
To write, was it 200 pager? Or?
200 pages. I can, I think, write a draft within 2 weeks, I think. Yeah, for some books, I wrote a draft within 1 week. So, but editing takes, say, 2 months, 3 months.
Yeah, and how is that process? Can you describe it?
Sure. So first of all, you really have to make sure the reasoning or the reasoning of what you wrote is clear. Because sometimes when you write things very instantly, the reasoning may be very weak because the logic. I mean, you internally inside of your mind, everything is perfect. Everything is everything is.
You're a superhero in a way.
Right. And everything is reasonable, very logical. But when you objectively look at what you have written, you will surely find out some weakness in the logic of what you are writing. So for that part, I spend some time to add some examples or to add some data, or sometimes I change the order of paragraphs and section or chapters maybe. That is basically what I do, or the first step, and then I read the draft again and again, maybe 30 times.
Oh wow!
No, at maximum I think for until the book publication I think the 50.
Oh wow!
At least 50.
At least 50.
Yeah, it could be 100 times.
Oh wow!
Especially for some, I mean, the important parts.
Yeah.
And when you do that, I mean, at the end of the day, you won't be able to know whether the book is interesting or not.
Oh wow!
Every time, every time. So every time I, finished reviewing my book, I have no idea about how the book is going to be sold, because now even a perfect book, I think the best books in the world, if you read that book 100 times, then you get bored, basically. But one thing that I surely can say is spend much more time for editing or revising what you have wrote rather than drafting.
Were you blessed with a good editor? Did you know someone in the industry?
Right. There are some good editors, great editors for proofreading and everything. That ultimately is the responsibility of a writer. Yes, some people, out of their professionalism, do great work, but that is not necessarily the case sometimes, or in many cases.
How much of the the editing is done by you versus the editor you work with?
In my case, 70%, 80%
is yours.
Right, is mine.
All right. What's your morning routine like?
When I'm in the Cambodia and the other countries, I wake up, drink a cup of coffee, and practice exercise, swimming, running, wherever.
Do you work out in the morning? Do you prefer working out in the morning?
Actually, yes, in the morning.
Does it sharpen you up?
Correct. That is the reason.
All right.
But when I'm in Cambodia now, I used to go to a kickboxing gym.
Yeah.
in Cambodia. The Muay Thai thing, Muay Thai. I don't know how to pronounce
Pronounce
it. In Cambodia, yes, I sometimes skip workout in the morning.
All right. What would be a book that you've been recommending a lot to people? Just in general. It doesn't have to be a business book. It could be fiction.
One book that would be Yoru to Kiri.
Frankl.
Right. Viktor Frankl.
Viktor Frankl. That's actually my dad's favorite book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he still reads it. Like, I think he read it at least 5 times.
Right.
But he still recommends it. Oh, wow. I read it too.
Yeah.
He has
that is really a great book. In the era, I think.
I'll put the English subtitle here because we only have the Japanese one.
Right.
We can't come up with a title at the moment, but
right.
put it there. What do you like most about that book?
That's basically about the ascendancy of spirit of human beings. I think even so. This is basically a book about a book authored by a psychologist who is a Jew, and he was in a concentration camp. And the book basically describes how he entered that camp and how he got out of it at the end of the day. And he describes how people behave under that extreme situation. And many or the most of the people were just a slave of the situations. That means they became like a really brutal people. But there are some people who just followed the life principle that they cherished even in the peaceful period and until the end of their life, and that description really is touching. So that's, I think, basically the reason why I love the book.
What does
success?
Yeah, what does success mean to you? And who do you see as someone who is successful in Japan and in overseas? Can you choose one for each?
Okay. So the definition of success is just easy. Those who.
This could be based on your definition of success.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My definition is just lead their lives just as they wish. That's very simple. And the Japanese I respect the most is Saigo Takamori, because he followed the philosophical principle until his death. So in that sense, I really respect him. And I used to carry the Saigo Nanshuiken, which is the how do I say? The book is basically a book about the lessons that he gave to his disciples. Overseas, I respect Gandhi, Guevara. Here, two very different people when it comes to when you just compare what they have done. They are very different, but the point that in light of the point that I raised, they just follow what they want to do. So basically that's it. Right.